The big day is almost upon us, Newcastle United at Wembley. Just how much are you looking forward to playing Manchester United at the National Stadium?
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. When I signed for the club, I told that I would like to put my name in the club story, and this is going to be a great moment for us, for the fans. I'm looking for it's going to be my first time in Wembley as well. I know the mythics about the stadium. I think it's going to be a great game.
When you were growing up in Brazil, did you watch the English finals, the FA Cup final in particular, but the League Cup too?
Yeah, I watched some finals. Didn't remember was the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, but I always liked to watch the Premier League, the English game. So I know how special is the cup, is the titles, all the titles count. So I watch some games.
And with Wembley, even with all of the famous stadiums and the famous players in Brazil, what does Wembley mean to a young Brazilian?
I think the Wembley has the same feeling when we are in Brazil to Maracanã. So I think it is almost the same. For the English people, I think it's the most special stadium now in England. So play there with a big team that is Manchester United in a final. It's going to be very special for me and for the club as well.
Edozie's pulled off. He's sent off.
What was going through your mind at that time?
I just want to cry. Just want to cry. Don't think too much about it because I was very upset about my head card. It was my first one in my career. But when the guys come in the changing room and told me that I could play the final was very good. You know, it's an amazing feeling because I'm working here to play the big games. I don't like to play. I don't like to be out. I just always want to play for this shirt and play in a final. It's a very special moment. This final could be my first title in England, in Europe as well. So it's a big opportunity for me as well.
So was your first reaction, I'm going to miss it? Did you think you were going to miss it at first?
Yeah.
And then when you got told that you wouldn't, did you actually believe it at first?
I didn't believe when the gaffer told to me was the time that I believed because Glenn is always joking with me. So when the gaffer said that I could play, I was very happy.
Coming off the pitch, Kieran Trippier put his arm around you. What did he say to you?
I think it was a big gest for Trips. Is what the captain needs to do with the players. After I said to him, thank you for working with me, it was important because when you got a red card, you think that you let the team down, you know. And it was in a moment that we needed me because it was in the final of the game, and it was a pressure for Southampton. But I think Trippier did one thing nice to see. It was a big gest for him.
You've had 3 Premier League games to then prepare for in the meantime. For you, what's your mentality been like? Because it's kind of been different for you. You've been able to just focus on this one game now.
Yeah, for one side it was good that I can just think about the final. But for the other hand, I would love to play these Premier League games. We know we are in a big fight in this moment. But I'm trying not to think too much about it, to put my head in the correct direction and to think about the final and the training well and to be ready for the final because it will be one amazing final for us. When I've seen the feeling is different to play in a final. We know how long this club is not to play a final, so it's different this week. It's final week is always different to play. And I think the fans are very excited about it, and it's going to be special for them as well.
You said at the start there that when you signed, you wanted to put your name in the history of the football club. Just how big a driving force is it for you to not just go and play at Wembley, but to come back with the trophy at the end of it?
Yeah, of course. We know it's just the beginning about the project. It's just our first final here, my first final here as well. So, but I think to put your name in the club story, it starts step by step, and it is going to be a big step for us.